what? You are now plugged into the power surge. Now tuned into the future shock, future shock, future shock. Hot takes we debate, it's the future shock, future shock, future shock. IWC, it's the future shock, future shock, future shock. Get your news here first, it's the future shock, future shock, future shock.
This is referee Dan Fitzgerald, and you are now watching the Future Shock Wrestling Podcast. Get plugged into the power surge.
This is Nasty Leeway, aka That Man, aka That Nasty Man. And you are tuned in to the Future Shock Podcast. And you're plugged in to the power surge. Now, listen to this podcast and don't be a rat bastard.
This is your boy, the Cardinal Nick Thompson, the current IWA Explosive Division Champion, and you are now watching the Future Shock Wrestling Podcast, and you are now plugged in to the Power Surge. Tweet!
You are now tuned in to the Future Shock. Future Shock, Future Shock, IWC is the Future Shock, Future Shock, Future Shock. It's your favorite guy with the glasses, and you are now tuned in to the Future Shock Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to the Future Shock. This is the Indie Spotlight, highlighting the best in independent wrestling.
What is going on, wrestling fans? It's your friendly neighborhood wrestling content creator, Benjamin J. Dixon. And listen, we have a campaign going on the channel today that if we get to 100 subscribers, we will have a live unboxing of a special item on the stream, live on the Future Shock Wrestling stream. Listen, so that means tell all of your friends, tell all your family members to subscribe to the channel, man. Our community here is growing. I want to introduce today's guest, Miss Shon Diva, the lady with the news that you can use. Now, she is a professional wrestling content creator. She's also a movie buff, and she also does a lot of other things with pop culture and everything else as well. I really enjoy her love for Black history and everything like that, and I cannot wait to hear her life story and just her journey into becoming a content creator, because I know that it's always hard to do because you have to find your own lane. So I can't wait to hear what Shon Diva's story is going to be like, guys, and I cannot wait to see what she shares with us, man. So come to the end. What is going on, everybody? This is your friendly neighborhood wrestling content creator and digital media champion, and welcome to Future Shock Wrestling Podcast. And you have now walked into the Indie Spotlight. Now, listen, we have our guest, as I said in our introduction, Miss Shon Diva from Might with Shon Diva on here to talk to us about her wrestling fandom and everything else in between. What's going on, Miss Shon Diva? How you doing?
Nothing much. Let me greet you. Greetings and salutations. Salutations, BJ. How you doing today?
That's good. That's good. Listen, guys, all the part of the show here. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Breathe. All right, guys. So sorry about that. Shon Diva, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
Gotta love
cool.
technology.
All right. Okay, guys, all part of the show here. So, Sean Diva, how you doing today? You doing all right?
I am good. It's almost Friday. It's Friday Eve or Thankful Thursdays, like I like to call it. It's almost to the weekend.
Yep, yep. I'm certainly thankful that that it is Thursday, as you said, Thursday, Friday
Yep,
Eve. So,
Friday Eve.
um, you started off doing so. For those of you guys who may not know, for one or two people who are on the planet who may not know who you are, who is Sean Diva?
Oh, who is she? Oh, you asking me difficult questions. Uh, Shondiva is, I want to say, my altar. She's fun. She's this animated person because in her regular personal life, you probably Shauna's somewhere in the corner doing her own thing, watching whatever crime documentaries or anything else. But Shondiva is definitely somebody that watches wrestling now. Definitely watches movies. We go to the movies. Me and hubby go to the movies all the time. Actually, going to be going to the movies on Saturday to see at the end of Oak Street, which I'm pulling hubby to go along because he really don't want to see it, but I want to see it. So, but Sean Diva is spiritual and just trying to find her way and just trying to be, with everything that's going on in the world around us right now. Sean Diva is trying to be that light in the darkness because it is dark, but we got to be that light and to put a smile on somebody's face, to put some type of joy, to bring some type of light, or a breath of fresh air to with whatever you have going on. That's who Sean Diva is.
Okay, okay. So, Sean Diva. Okay, so what inspired you to get into content creation?
Well, Mm, I just started out just to say it really wasn't anything. I started with hubby watching wrestling and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do for content, what the things I wanted to do because it originally started out that I was going to do movies like as you can see in the background, DVDs, all the things, movies and everything else. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna get on TikTok and I'm just gonna get on here and I'm just gonna talk and do my thing. And then I started heavily watching wrestling and I was like, one thing you don't see a whole lot of is a lot of women fans. And when you find women fans, you're like, oh, you like wrestling, and that's something for you to talk about. So I was like, black black woman, black excellence. Let's get in here and let's do it. Let's just get in there and do it. Started. That's where I started from. That's
Okay,
pretty much
okay,
it.
okay. So, how did professional wrestling find you, or how did you find professional?
Well, if my mom is watching, she already know. I already told on myself. Like long time ago, we used to watch because it used to come on USA. We used to go and sneak and watch it. So I used to watch it back in the day and everything else. And then growing up, life, everything else, and just a husband, hubby. Hey, um, hubby basically came in and he started watching wrestling and try to, and pour into what he likes. It can't always be about when you're married. It can't always be about what one person wants and what one person wants to do all the time. You have to have similar interests. And me and my husband do like movies has always been a thing. Anything that he has an interest in, I always try to go along. So he go out in the living room and I'm watching this and oh, this is coming on. And then I was like, you know what? Just come on in here and watch wrestling with in the bedroom or whatever. So I sit there and I slowly or whatever. He thought I wasn't paying attention, but I can tell on myself now I was slowly paying attention to stuff, and I was like, And then one day, I don't know remember what it was, but I said something, mumbled something under my breath, and he was like, "Oh, you are paying attention." I was like, "Yeah, I'm paying attention." And that's how I got hooked in. So then his excitement, because he started wanting to show me stuff and show me things and everything. I said, "Well, how did and how does this happen?" So go back old stuff to get me abreast, and then I started watching. He took me to my first Raw here when Netflix aired, and it was Netflix. He took me there, and then I got to see it up live and in person, and then that just catapulted from then. So then now I'm like 2 years in watching wrestling itself. So then with me watching wrestling, me doing my thing on TikTok, then I'm a part of Exclusive Nights podcast. Eric saw me and he was like, "Hey, would you like to come on here? And I see what you're doing. I want you to come on and talk." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll come on and talk." But eh, I don't really, I don't really know. I don't know know the basics or anything like that. So came on, and then it's been a reoccurring thing. So now I feel like I'm a wrestling. I'm a wrestling fan for life. Like we don't do anything. Mondays is Monday Night Raw. Tuesdays NXT. Wednesday now is AEW, and then Friday night SmackDown, and then Saturday between triple. I try to call it triple and then now um Collision on Saturday. I'm vested, and then you all keep giving me different things to watch. So when you're dreaming about wrestling, like you dream that you're doing stuff with wrestling, or you're a manager or whatever, you're heavily in. So that's how I got started in wrestling. So shout out to my hubby. Love you. If and I want to give him his flowers. If there would not be if he didn't have an interest, I would not be doing what I'm doing. So everything, I can't take credit for it. I have to give him credit, because if he didn't introduce me to it, I wouldn't be doing any of this at all. So I love you, boo.
Okay. All right. So you started out watching wrestling in the early stages. So am I okay? Am I wrong to assume maybe you were watching during uh
I don't even remember. I can't
was
even
it
tell you. I know
okay.
I watch wrestling. I can't even tell you who. It probably was, Hulk Hogan, all that
Okay,
back
okay.
in that time.
I was gonna say like I was like going like Junkyard Dog, Hulk Hogan, Andre,
Yeah,
like
somewhere.
somewhere in that
Yeah,
era,
yeah,
somewhere in that
somewhere
era.
along in there.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Eh,
I watched snuck and watched. That's probably why I can't remember, because if my mom, and I can feel her
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
"Y'all was watching that." She gonna get me after this when I call. I
yes,
know she is. She gonna get me.
yeah. So, well, as many people know, I grew up in the ruthless regression era. So, a lot of this stuff that I learned a lot of the history about professional wrestling in my teenage years. So, like, I was a huge fan of professional wrestling ever since I was 9. So, knowing from all the way from since I was like 8 or 9 all up until now, and learning about the history and the different families that are involved in wrestling. Didn't know anything about. I mean, I knew about the Rocks family and things of that nature, and like the bloodline and all that different stuff. But I didn't know how deep the history was of professional wrestling until I
Right,
got older. So it was something that, like, for me, I wasn't even allowed to watch growing up, and then my mom became accustomed to it, and like I began to talk about the storylines, things of that nature. And my two greatest passions, I always say, are God and professional wrestling. So those two things have always had a way of merging. So my passion for the Lord, and then being able to talk about the way that I feel when I talk about professional wrestling, and people will be like, "Bro, I can see the smile on your face when you talk about this." Like, cause I
Yes.
love talking about this. Love it.
And it's just so exciting. It's just so exciting, especially then when we get y'all, we get on lives and we talk, and then you get other people's perspective, and it's always and it, we're all you're always everybody in some circumstances are respectful of each other, like, and then y'all can just twist something and have me be like, oh, I didn't think of that, or I can say something. Y'all be like, oh, well, I didn't think of that. It's just fun. It's fun not knowing, or it's fun having our own predictions, and it's fun watching a storyline. Like, and I tell people, wrestling is nothing but a soap opera. If you sit and watch soap operas, like, cause I was a young and the restless girl and bold and the beautiful with my mama. If you sit and watch that, that's all wrestling is, with just athletics added into it. That's it. And that's what you crave for every week, to be like, okay, well, what's gonna happen next? Oh, what this happened? What's gonna happen next? What? Ooh, I can't wait till next week. And you're dedicated. Like, you're dedicated. You tell people. I tell people, Monday night watching wrestling. Tuesday night I'm watching wrestling. Now Wednesday night I'm watching. Friday night and Saturday. Don't If I don't answer, you better text me. Text and I'll talk to you. I'm locked in because you know it's enjoyable. It puts a smile on your face. It puts you in a good mood, and it's telling a story essentially.
Yes.
And then with the wrestlers itself, you can see like seeing their growth or where they come from, and that's why I appreciate you all, because y'all were like, oh, you got to watch something else. And I'm like, watch something else. It's more stuff. So, because all I was watching was the main roster, WWE. Y'all got me watching, Eric always is like, you need to watch NXT, NXT, NXT. I was watching it, but not really watching it. Now I'm locked in. I'm like, oh, NXT is a whole lot better than, and oh, now AEW is a whole lot better. It's more entertaining. So you have to, I guess, sample each things, and then you take away what you like, but it's exciting. Like, and it's very exciting to sit and you watch your wrestler. Like, I can say for Tatum Paxley, seeing her and watching her, in NXT, and then now got called up. That is the best feeling in the world. But I just hope and pray that they do right by her, because we know how they do when they
Yes.
get the people
Yeah.
up on the main roster.
Listen, I'm not gonna put my blood pressure up because of the way the way they do these main roster call ups is atrocious.
It's sad. We
That's
we
one
we
of the
we, we would
that's
be
one of the
talking about that
lies.
all day.
But you mentioned your husband being instrumental in you becoming a wrestling fan again. So like, what was that one storyline, if you can pinpoint it? What was the one storyline that drew you into to the WWE?
I know it's not popular, but we're Uso fans, and we're the Bloodline fans in this house. So it was the
Okay,
Bloodline. It was
okay,
Jay. It was Jay with the yeeting. That the guy. Who's this and what they doing and all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, I like him, I like them. Like Roman, I sort of kind of had to warm up to, but I was like, the Bloodline, that's what did it.
okay,
That's what did it. And especially when we went to Monday Night Raw, and then I got to see it live and in person, and then I was, yeeting away, bad shoulder and all, yeeting away. That's what did it for me. That's what drew me in. And it's cool that you said, what drew you in, because you, as wrestling fans, you have that pivotal moment where you're watching a wrestler and they do something, or they say something, and you're my guy, you're my person. Or
yes,
they can
yes.
say, or I can't stand to hear you talk. And I do have a couple of wrestlers that I'm just like, that's my cue to go get me a snack, take a bio break or whatever.
So with that, so for me, I grew up in the Ruthless Aggression era. So like for me, it was more so Cena and Orton and John Cena becoming this ultra babyface, and then him getting injured, and then later on Randy Orton getting the title, and all the different that whole storyline, and then Triple H becoming the world champion later on, and that was some of the most complex storytelling they did within like 1 year. One whole year they did different stories in a lot of different ways, and they like I would say that's that run of stories they were telling from into '08. Some of their was some of best writing.
Yeah, and then the funny thing for me is I'll go back and I'll just sit some nights and be like, okay, I'm gonna go because Netflix or whatever, they have the old stuff on there. So I'll just go back and just be like, okay, let me just sit here and watch this and watch the old wrestling and watch the old storylines. And now then when I was like, well, maybe I'm doing this service. Now when I go and watch the present day stuff, you are just like, I'm just like, where is where is the consistency? Where is this? And that's my big word, shock and awe, that they had long time ago to now. We don't get it's not the shock and awe that they had long time ago, because I've seen matches with Triple H. I've seen matches with Randy Orton. I've seen with Cody. All of them. Like I just go and just be like, oh, let me just I just pick a random one and just sit and watch. And yeah.
Highly recommend. One of my favorite pay-per-views of all time is No Way Out 2008. All I'm gonna say is by the end of that elimination chamber, you'll understand why like that. Which winning that chamber, spoiler, was one of my favorite moments in all, because it led to Triple H having a feud with Jeff Hardy. Was to
Yeah, and I've
me,
seen Jeff Hardy too.
yes, 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 yes. Yeah, Jeff Hardy is one of the most talented guys, especially during his prime years. Like he was so talented. So, um, when you talked about the bloodline, I saw the spark in your eye when you said that. So, what? So, I know that Jay Uso, somebody who you said drew you in a lot, and with the yeeting and everything else. How do you feel about his current condition right now with the bloodline, with everything going on with Solo being back in because he beat Solo and all those different things? How do you feel about where he is now compared to where you saw him last year?
Where I see him now is, I feel like it's a heel turn coming, and I want him to just go ahead and crash out. Go ahead, give me crash out, Jay. That's what I want. Just go ahead and crash out, because I have so many different scenarios of how this could go, because Jay has always been Roman's right hand man. Now with Jacob being there, and really, to me, Roman is looking at Jacob more because Jacob goes and executes and gets the job done, and Jay hasn't been able to do what he sets out to do. And then Solo, well, he was able to do what he needed to do with Solo, but is Solo really gonna come and do what he needs to do? We have to wait and see. But I feel like it's not for him. It hasn't changed. His I feel like it's the love for him has not changed. I just need to see him more. I need him to develop. I need him to, okay, you've done baby face, Jay. Come on, turn all the way around heel, and let's see what you can do with that, because I think it would be so much better. I just want him to crash out. Just crash out. Just crash out one good time. I'll be okay with it. I'm, I sort of kind of low key like the violence. So I just want to see him just completely, like, totally. And I believe he was healed back in the day, but I just really want him just to crash totally out. I want him to do something that nobody sees coming at all. Either where that be he crashes out on Jacob, or he crashes out on Jimmy, or he crashes out on Solo. I just want to see him crash out. Give us crash out, Jay. Crash out.
Okay, okay, I feel that. I feel that. So, Crash Out J. Remember, and I'll get into the rest of the year, but I remember that legendary like Hell in the Cell match they had in Jay, where Roman essentially got Jay to submit to the bloodline. That whole storyline of him coming to heel back in the day, I can certainly see. I can certainly he's gonna happen again, just in a different way. You know, definitely, I definitely could see her going back to heel because that could definitely work.
Yeah, I just think okay, and then I think what's happening now, because the crowd is doing it, it's a disservice to him with the yeeting. I love the yeet. Don't get me wrong. I love yeet. That's me all day. But I feel like nah, you need to just tell them no. We're not doing that. That could be your major heel turn. I'm not yeeting no more. Y'all yeet to yourself. Let me, because I'm here to handle business. Like I just need him. He has potential, but he just needs to completely like just crash all the way out. And that would be I would be happy.
Hmm.
I would still be a Jay Uso fan if he crashed out. It wouldn't matter to me at all. I just need to see something different.
So, as I was doing some research on your content, Diva, I saw that you did some Black History content during the month of February. So, I
I
want to
did.
ask you this: you've expressed a strong that passion. Where did that passion begin? And is there a particular historical figure whose story has had a major impact?
Okay, say it again because you was cutting out just a little bit. Say it. Ask the question
Okay,
again.
I said okay. So you expressed a strong love for Black.
Hmm.
Where did that passion begin? And then on top of that, is there a particular historical figure whose story has had a major impact on you?
Mm. So I come from Black excellence. Um,
Mhm.
hmm, I come from Black excellence. My grandfather, my grandmother were both teachers. They were in education. My grandfather was the first Black principal of the town that I'm from. My grandmother was a teacher, and they demanded Black excellence from us. So there are my models to model myself by. Um, the time that they had to do and do things, because it wasn't back in their day or whatever, because my grandfather was very articulate, that and if he spoke on the phone they assumed he was talking, they were talking to a white man, but then lo and behold, when they met him, that's not it. So um that's the spark. I can say my parents have been my spark. There's always a strive, even though you're Black, we can do you. It's nothing that you can't do. It's nothing that, and we have to be prideful to take pride. It's always for me has been, I always wanted to know more, and always, and when you talk to older individuals with going into times that I didn't grow up in, um, you know, to get a piece of their story, because my parents, my grandparents, they endured a lot. And for me to be here doing the things that I'm doing, that people endured. And behind me is my grandmother's blanket that she has. She's no longer with us, but She's with me. Um, she helped me with my writing my letters. She was the formation of me. Without her, there's no me. Without my mother, there's no me. My mother wasn't supposed to be a me. I was a what they say a surprise baby. She makes that joke all the time. Um, my mom made a lot of sacrifices for me. My dad made a lot of sacrifices for me, and it's for that I owe that all to them. And it's as a black woman and a black person, or a person of color, we just need to uplift each other. We need it's not anything that we cannot do. And sometimes the little minute things get lost in the shuffle of the things that we do bring excellence, even though that the people don't clap for us. And we already know how it is, with even with today, people should be getting the shots or getting being pushed the way they push, but we know they're not going to be pushed because of their color. But that still doesn't make us any less than. um it doesn't make any less than us as people any less than. But for me, my parents, well, my grandparents came first, and then my parents. I came from educators. I came from maids. Like the help, that part. And I think that's what really sparked me. Like listening to my mom tell stories, and listening to my grandparents tell stories, listening to my dad tell stories, and listening to all their experiences. My aunts, my uncles, we are black excellence at the end of the day. Whatever you do in this world, and that's what my parents instilled to me, into me. Whatever you do in this world, do it to the best of your ability, and make and be a giving citizen to society. And that's what I am trying to embody every day. Any person I meet, that's what I try to embody. Like I said, it's darkness all around us, but for us to be that light at the end. At the end. But for me, for the Black History, I just wanted to highlight wrestlers. And then that helped me learn too. And going back and learning about this wrestler, learning where it started, who was the first, and all the things that helped me. And then for me to be able to put together the dots. So yeah, again, like I said, without my ancestors, there would be no me. And that's pretty much it.
Very big on learning history. My aunt is a huge activist when it comes to like. It was very big with me to like that I knew the school was me. She would like they point me different books, and she had the autobiography in her. She would be like, "You need to read books like this. You can know the history of these people." She would have me meet black dignitaries and things like that. She just wanted me to learn just different things, and I'm a very big. I'm the care of our people and black and proud songs. Same as she says, we have to, if we don't preserve our history, we will. And
Exactly.
that's something that we have to keep in mind because they're taking it out of the schools.
Hmm.
We got to teach to the next generation.
Absolutely. And I can make you laugh. I'm gonna age myself. My
Mm-hmm.
parents, and probably still to this day, because I'm probably gonna go and ask them, can I get it's Ebony that made Black History books?
But
They still
okay,
have them. It that
I remember something about the heard things about the
Yes.
Ebony.
Yes, they still have them. It's ebony. It was a line of ebony, and then I got into the whole thing like, and I one summer, and my mama can attest to it. I sat and watched Kuta Kinte.
You watch
Roots,
You watch Roots?
yeah,
Okay.
yes, I watched Roots, and then once I watched Roots, then I was always digging, always wanting to know, well, what happened here and what's that? Because, like you said, if you're not, if we're not, if we don't keep saying what has been done, it's gonna get lost because you see what's happening. They're trying to remove those things, and then that was another thing with my content. Let me just put it out here. Somebody will come across this video and it's out there. It's out there, and better else to do it but me. So yeah, but yeah,
But
Ebony, they got those books, and I was, because I was thinking about it the other day. I said, I'm gonna go and take them. I'm gonna take
mm, wow. So what would you recommend for any young person in terms of like books or documentaries, like when it comes to Black history?
them. I don't read a lot of books. I do a lot of audio books. But I just say, because like for me, if you see something on Discovery, you see something on, like, I'm a real documentary buff. It doesn't matter, whatever, like Discovery, or you see something, and like, all the like autobiographies, like, I can think off the top of my head that's based on true stories. The Butler, the Help, Hidden Figures, all those type of things. Because again, I'm a movie person. All those type of things, and then once they tell you about those, that what happened, then go and look it up for yourself, and then go and do your own research. So then you have a better understanding of what went on and what happened. Um, I'm trying to think of any books. Because again, like I said, we had the Ebony thing, so I just went to the little, because I'll age myself. We didn't have Google. We had encyclopedias. So we used to have to go to the good old encyclopedia or the library and do all those types of things. But yeah, I would say just, you know, be thirsty for knowledge. I guess I've always been inquisitive. My mom will always say I've been a nosy child. I'm very nosy. Well, my husband can say that. Everybody can say that. I'm very nosy. So if it's something, I'll be like, okay, let me go look this up, or let me go do that. But just be curious. I don't think, like, now with kids, they're not curious. Some kids are not curious enough because they're fighting with all other things. Because again, we didn't have cell phones and all the things to compete for us. We had to entertain ourselves, um, basically, or find stuff so to entertain you with. So be curious, and ask questions, and go to museums. Like, I can say my parents, even though, we had fun things, my dad always took us to museums, Black history, museums, Smithsonian, all the things. And for me, I've always had a love for history. I always had a love for history, science, all those different things. So, and find your niche, find what you enjoy, and just dig deeper, because you never know what that will turn into itself. But definitely, as far as for Black history, I can say whatever you can get your hands on, just dig a little bit deeper. Dig, once you watch a movie, dig a little bit deeper. Look at more things. Look into those people and those experiences, and things of that.
Yeah, it was like Mississippi Burning. I don't know if you ever seen that one,
Yes,
but Mississippi
seen that
Burning was
one.
a good one. Um, the King miniseries from back in like '95, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
The King miniseries of '95.
Hmm.
And Selma, another one, because I've been to Selma too. Been to Selma. So
Yes,
that
Selma.
been to Selma and I've seen the movie. So I'm in that. That walk down the
And
Independence
Malcolm X.
Bridge. Yes. Yes.
Malcolm
Uh,
X. Malcolm X.
yes,
Malcolm
Malcolm
X.
X. Yes, Malcolm X, both the documentary and the movie.
Mm-hmm. But that's, and then for me, anytime it's a black movie that is depicting somebody real life, I immediately I got to go see it, and then I immediately have to do more research behind it. So yeah.
hmm I would also like as a somebody who came pretty late to the party when kind of knowing about different black filmmakers and stuff. I would say like watch a lot of Robert Townsend. Robert Townsend is a very influential black director. If you don't know anything about him, I would even say, in some senses, I would even recommend Holy High. It's a great movie just for historical significance. If you want to go and just watch old school black movie that taught some life lessons back in the day, like you can definitely go back and watch that. Um, but to continue on that subject, well, to to move on, actually, we're going to talk about some movies here. 'Cause I know you did a review on what was it, Avengers Doomsday and a few other movies. And what would you rank your favorite movies of all time to be?
Oh, so
This could
my
be anything from the now. Give you a caveat.
went okay.
One
What's
from
the
the
caveat?
past, one from the past that you've seen like way, way back when. So it can be something from a childhood or teenage years that you like present, something that you saw within the past year or so.
Okay.
And then you can pick like a movie that you saw, that you stumbled upon like on YouTube, a Black History movie, something that you would recommend. And then like the last two, you can just say, hey, these are the movies that I want to go and see that I haven't seen yet.
Oh, okay. So for anybody that knows, my brother already knows my favorite of all time, Color Purple. I could, you know, that movie one summer, bless his heart. I used to watch that all day, every day. So Color Purple is that's that's my movie. I love that movie. I it's nothing that I ever get older watching, and it again, it's a full black cast and real black problems or black issues that a long time ago they probably really didn't talk about. People they talk, but they talk behind closed doors and all the things, and it touched on a caveat of things. So you said long ago, and then something recent that I saw, and I'm trying to think of this year within this time frame. Uh,
Even
hmm,
if it's something that you saw last year too, you can even there's something that you saw last year.
hmm. Uh, Last year, eh, I can say for me, a really good movie. One movie was Hail Mary to me, and with Hail Mary, it's about a basically about a guy that he didn't think he was good enough, or he wasn't good enough, or whatever the case may be, because they rejected his idea, and then come to fruition, to come back around, he winds up in space and meets somebody that or meets an alien. Everybody should have watched it by now, and if you watched it, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna spoil it for you. But um he meets an alien and he helps the alien, and for me, when I watch movies, I get really deep. For Hail Mary, it's not what you think. What people can in life can throw you away, but when you're called
Mm-hmm.
to do something and it's for you to do, and God is called
Mm-hmm.
to do it, it'll get done. And that that's one of my top movies. One of my top movies for this year. I really enjoyed that movie. It was very like gut wrenching and being selfless and being humble. Like he met an alien and he was distraught because the alien was about to die and the alien was looking out for him and everything else. It was just a good overall
Mm-hmm.
good movie itself. But that's for me when I sit down and watch movies. I watch movies, but then I sit back and reflect on how is this movie touching me? What's the deeper
Mm-hmm.
message in this movie to me? What is
The
God
same
trying to
way.
God is trying to speak to me through this movie? What is the message that, I want to convey? Um so that's one movie. I can Spider-Man is probably now. I know Doomsday comes out on the 18th, so 18th of December. But I'm gonna say right now, Spider-Man, if you haven't seen it, I really want to go and watch it again. It was that good. Spider-Man was good, and I'm not gonna give any spoiler.
Shit, I gotta go back and finish it. I gotta go back and
You,
finish.
yeah,
I gotta go back and finish it. Eric is going to have my head at the end of his life, but
if you
I
don't
need to
go
finish
and
it.
finish watching that movie, it's good. So I don't want to, like I said, everybody hasn't seen it, but I'll probably do what is a certain point in there that again for me it's always, and that's what I phrase it. God is in the scene. When you watch movies, it's always something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hidden message in there. And you
Mm-hmm.
just sometimes you have to slow down and really analyze and think, what is God trying to tell me in this moment? Watching, sitting up here hour, 2 hours to watch the movie. What is the message that you're really trying to convey? So that was one movie, and then you said like a black movie altogether.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, hmm, I can say Malcolm X, and this is you probably gonna laugh because Malcolm X for Denzel Washington. I never, and I was like, everybody was like, "Oh, I love Denzel Washington. He's so fine and da 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 and everything else." And I was like, I don't even understand why y'all like Denzel Washington. When he played Malcolm X, that's why I was like, yeah, I see it.
The
Malcolm
role
X.
that did that for
That
me was on Remember the Titans for me for him. That's what did it for me.
yes, but I like Denzel
Mm.
after that. I love Denzel. Like the Equalizer. That hey, he he gets me every time. But anything with Denzel in it, um, that's pretty much it. And I'm a Marvel head, so I love anything and everything Marvel. I'm gonna tell you my favorite Marvel characters. If you can't see, Deadpool is my top, and Deadpool and Wolverine. That Deadpool and Wolverine was really good. That I can watch that over and over again. Venom. And yeah, that's my top people. Not that I don't like anybody else. And then as always, Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, but may he rest in peace. But yeah, those are my top Marvel characters
All
right
right.
now.
Yeah. I definitely feel you. So I want to thank everybody who's following in the chat. Thank you to everybody who's following in. I appreciate y'all. Um, we're gonna keep on rolling with this interview though, y'all. Thank y'all so much for the support, man. I'm humbled that you guys are checking in with us today. We're gonna do some more.
Thank y'all.
We're gonna do some more movie questions. Okay. You referenced the color purple. So is there a movie other than the color purple that you could watch over and over again without getting tired of it?
Ooh, anything before that?
Or or
I
anything other than just the color purple?
anything other than the color purple. It's not a movie, but I can watch Golden Girls all day long, every day, if you let me. That's my comfort.
Oh,
I love Golden Girls. Funny story. My mother, that was our thing on Saturday because in the black household, on Friday nights, Saturday mornings, get up, clean up, everything else. And then after that, in the evening time, that was the chill, relax time. So that was me and my mom's time. And sometimes she would be so sidetracked doing stuff. I was like, Ma, come on, Mom, it's time for Golden Girls. And she did not realize until later. She's like, I didn't realize you were really sitting there watching it. And I was like, yeah, that was our girls' time. So Golden Girls. Now you got me thinking, going back, trying to think of movies that I would not get sick of. Now, this was after I can watch Forrest Gump and not get tired of. I can
Okay,
watch that
see,
over and
we
over
was
and
meant
over again.
we was meant to be friends, Sean Diva. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite movies right there. That's one of my
Forrest
favorite.
Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Yeah, that I cannot get tired. And I'm up here thinking I could look at E.T.
Oh, see, I'm about to send this
E.T.
to my dad. That's his favorite movie. That's his favorite movie right there.
E.T.
E.T.
E.T. I'm looking at all my things up here. Um, anything E.T. Oh, and I love gangster movies. So like Goodfellas, Casino,
Goodfellas. Yes. See,
yeah,
that's
Sopranos,
my
all that kind.
friend.
I love it. Now I'm looking back. You got me looking back here to see what old movies. Oh, Driving Miss Daisy, of course. Don't get tired of that. Oh, and the Christmas, if it's a Christmas thing, uh, Christmas Story, I can watch that nonstop. It doesn't matter. I can sit there and watch it over and over. Like when they have it on TV, I can sit there and watch that. Um, of course, my husband would be remiss. I could watch Grease over and over again. Never
I
get tired
love
of that.
Grease. Grease.
Um,
Something the other kid. I love Grease.
and another like
I grew up in
yeah, yeah,
I grew up in theater, so I know all about Grease. Trust me.
yeah, Grease, and then for a comedy type thing, it's gonna be Tropic Thunder. I can never get
But Brandon
sick
T.
of.
Jackson. Okay. Okay.
Yes, Tropic Thunder, and then and then we said black movies like the Five Heartbeats. You can't get you have to watch that
My
over and over
my
again.
favorite music biopic would have to be Ray. The way
Oh
that
yeah,
like
Ray. Oh,
yeah,
and
it would have to
Michael
be
was
Ray.
good too. I forgot about Michael, but Michael was
Saying
good too.
I'm saying that I can't wait to the other parts.
Yeah, but the other part is, do we really want to go down that road? I think I just cut it off because
Uh
I don't even want to go down that road. But we got to. You got me up here looking at all this stuff. Oh,
Jafar
and
did such
if
a
you
great
ask
job
me,
in that role.
did now you said something before The Color Purple. So this is a tradition in our house. The Godfather. We watch on Thanksgiving night. We watch all the Godfathers. Yes, that's a
Really? Okay.
tradition.
See, okay. See, my family traditions are pretty bland. We just put up a trip. We put up a tree and we watch the Charlie Brown Christmas every year. But
We watch. We'll say we're gonna watch all of them, but by the third one, the second one, third one,
Godfather's like 3 hours. I know that for sure.
yes,
Like,
yes, and we gonna okay, we gonna put it on, and then we'll go back to it or finish watching up. But we do on Thanksgiving after everybody eats, we go and we put everybody it's taking a nap, putting on the Godfather and watching the Godfather all the way through and eating, still eating and stuff like that. So yeah. Um yeah, movies that and then to contribute, my mom, hardworking. We were latchkey kids, and dad hardworking. We were latchkey kids. So in the summer, that was our treat. She used to take us. She'd be like, "Okay, if y'all keep yourself the whole week, when she be on vacation, we would go to the movies." And that every day, she's like, "Okay, what movie you want to watch? We go to the movies. Go to the movies. Watch movies. Watch movies." Movies has been consistent. And then when I got with my husband, and he has a love for movies. He loves watching movies and loves all the things. So it just goes over. Nine watching wrestling, we're trying to, and I want to ask you, do you finagle your schedule around things like, like SummerSlam or WrestleMania? You're like, okay,
Mm,
I can't
but
do what.
let me pull out this. If let me pull out this. If since I was 18, started like scheduling my days around Ring of Honor pay-per-views back in the day. Back when the original All In came out, I remember the day it dropped. And the servers crashed that night. People don't realize the servers crashed that night. So it was like it was back when you had to pay $9.99 to watch
Mm,
Ring of Honor, and this is before like Cody was trying to like make sure everybody could see the pay per view and everything. The servers crashed, and the thing about it is I didn't see the day it dropped. I didn't get to see it, Sean Diva. So I literally saw it a whole day later. So everything had stopped crashing and everything. And that's how I got introduced to Penta.
mm,
Like Penta, Kenny Omega, and all those guys. Like that first All In, that was my introduction to a lot back in 2018. You need to go and watch that too. That was a great pay per view.
y'all stop giving me all these stuff to watch. Cause listen,
Cody
it's
versus
bad
Nick.
when you.
I'll put it this: Cody versus Nick Aldis is one of the best matches on that card. And this,
Okay, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch. Y'all gonna make me watch this, and then I'll be dreaming about wrestling, y'all. This is the funny thing, cause I'll go to sleep and like it's been hilarious. Like I'll go to sleep and like with AJ Styles was retiring and all that kind of stuff. I dreamt
Mhm.
that I was in the ring with AJ Styles singing his song. Then one night I was in the ring with Joe Henry singing with him. Then one
Oh,
I was with Nat. I was with Natty, and she was training me to be a wrestler, y'all. I said, with my bad knees, trying to do the wrestling, and then you had to do certain stuff to get initiated. It was just crazy. It was crazy, and I'm like, y'all keep giving me stuff to watch, and I dream wrestling. I dream wrestling. It's crazy.
mhm.
It is absolutely crazy.
Man, we are graced with the big league. The big one is in the building, Mr. Big League Leroy from 1W. Thank you for walking it. Thank you for showing up to us, sir. And supporting the show, good sir. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Listen, we are getting ready to wrap it up here in just a few moments. Thank you guys for tuning into the Indian Spotlight as always. We are on the clicker here because Miss Sean Diva has places to go and people to see. So, I got a few more questions for you.
Okay.
Let's see here. For one more fun wrestling question. So, how do you think women's wrestling has evolved throughout the years? Now, I know that you missed a couple years, but like, what would you say like has evolved the most about women's wrestling from what you remember all the way?
From what I remember, it was never a focus of women back then, like really a focus. Like now it's a beautiful thing to see women. It's wonderful to see women of color. It's it's just great. Like when Naomi won the Money in the Bank, and I can hold on to this experience because I got to experience it with my nieces. Like they didn't understand the impact because we're trying to get them into wrestling. We're really trying to get them in. So everything, my brother probably kill us, but trying to get them to like it so we can have that, bond with them. But for me to see her, and I really like Naomi and everything else. Naomi, please come back, Lord. Naomi and Bianca, I know y'all want to have the children, but come back. But anywho, side tangent, but for me to be able to sit there and be with my nieces for to witness her getting Money in the Bank is great. I just wish that for for women's wrestling, especially a main roster, be people in the back. It doesn't have to be everybody could have a storyline. I just feel like we're getting away from, or it feels like the women, you're putting them in this little box and everything, and it's definitely evolved. It's definitely evolved from what I remember way back, the little bit that I remember way back when. But from when I just started watching 2 years ago, it's basically it's evolving. Like you're seeing different things, you're seeing different aspects. That people are coming up with different moves. So yeah, it's evolving. I just and pray people don't the women don't get lost in the shuffle. My only concern is, like, for me, when they go overseas, I really don't like they outfits. I do not. I can't, like, please do not go overseas. I like, because they be wearing a little risque stuff, and especially Jade. Jade, I don't care what nobody say about you. You are built like a goddess. Like, just to look at her, like, I don't want to see them. Some people, I don't want to see them covered up. I don't like that. That's my only pet peeve. But I love it. I love to see, especially women of color in this realm, because it's just amazing to see, and then to see them progress and then go and do different things in different aspects. It's just phenomenal. But my takeaway was Money in the Bank, and Naomi getting Money in the Bank, and my nieces being there, and that's a core memory that I always hold on to. They probably won't remember it, but that's what I'll remember, because we were all together, and that was significant.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I definitely remember Naomi winning Money in the Bank, and somebody like me who watched her go from being one of the Funkadactyls to being misperceived with caution
Yes,
was a crazy journey.
yes.
So I probably Naomi for doing that. If you could sit down and have a conversation with any wrestler from any era, who would it be and why?
Mm, mm, wow. Mm, and any from any era, and why? I'm trying to think. I'm really, really, really trying to think about this hard. So it's not the typical answer. Ugh. You didn't tell me it was gonna be this hard. Um, I'm
Yeah.
thinking, I'm thinking, I'm thinking, I'm thinking. Because it's one person I want to go with, and then it's like, no, that's
Well, just
typical.
pick the two people that first come to your mind.
Bobby Lashley
Okay. Okay. Okay.
and
Why Bobby though?
I just wanted to see his experience. Just wanted to see, what I would want to sit down with him to see, what was his struggles that he went through. Um, what How hard was it for you to get in, and what mountains and things that you had to climb to get to where you where you are.
With him being
Um,
former military and everything too, like that. Wonder how he really
for
felt.
that,
Him to give up his military service to
yeah,
literally join
yeah.
something that you don't even know
And
if you're
how
gonna
did you
make
know?
it.
Yeah, and how did you know? And even with that, that had to be God pushing you to say, this is it. This is, you want to, for us, you want to believe, you want to know that you have that connection with God itself. But, like,
Yes.
how did you know that? How did you know when and did take that risk? Because sometimes you just have to take that risk, and that's a testimony right there, that you were walking by faith and not by sight. My other person would be Junkyard Dog.
Okay? And that's playing yourself because Junkyard Dog, Jen, if you have never watched a dog match, go back and watch it. You are missing a match.
And for me, I just would want to, because we know our hottest wrestler now is going to be Oba Femi. And Junkyard Dog back in the day had that same aura, because you can see it. You see it with
Yes.
Oba, and you
Yes.
saw it with Junkyard Dog. So, just to, pick his brain and be like, okay, how did you come up with that? And then when I was doing my Black History stuff, it's so funny to sit up there and look at all the names the person had prior to when they really made it. And you're like, okay, you went with this name, you went this name, this name. I just would want to just pick his brain to be like, okay, what are the experience that you had? What are the struggles that you had? What were the hardships that you had? Because, back in the day, those people, black wrestlers, they weren't really well off. They bodies and stuff broke up, and they, in debt and all those types of things. So just to, sit down and reach back and see, because Obafemi is hot right now, and he's crossing all over all kinds of barriers. So just to see and just to, pick his brain.
I would pay personally for a steak dinner with Ron Simmons. Like it would like for him to be the
Oh
first,
yeah.
but for him to be the first Black World Champion,
Yeah.
and
That too.
and for him to get that big of a rub, as we call it in the wrestling business, from somebody like a Vader, who
Mhm.
one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I would have loved to have heard his experiences, especially coming from somebody like him that came from the University. Well, no, Florida State. Came from from Florida State
Mhm.
and came into the wrestling business. Got trained by Matsuda. I can't remember the gentleman's
Yep.
first name, but Hiro Matsuda. Um,
Mhm.
he trained them and all those different things. I would love just to sit down with Ron Simmons. And obviously for me,
That's a good person too.
as a Ring of Honor buff, I would, and you can look him up, Shon Diva. This gentleman by the name of Jay Lethal, somebody who
Hmm.
without Jay Lethal, I would not like this. This channel does not exist without Jay Lethal. Like like the Lord does.
Okay.
So without him, I do not have the love for independent wrestling that I do, or for alternative styles of wrestling that I do. So like him being a instrumental figure for me in terms of like all his matches with him and Cody, and seeing him as the first Black Ring of Honor champion, and they had it for a substantial amount of time. And to break one of my other favorite wrestlers' winning streak, he broke a 2-year winning streak with one of my favorite wrestlers, Jay Briscoe. May he rest in peace. And he's going to be with the Lord, but that that whole thing with him breaking Jay Briscoe undefeated streak and him becoming just this great example of you don't have to be like everybody else in order to, you know, stand out and like be a good talent. Like somebody like him, I would love to have a conversation. Um, Another one probably Monty Brown, another great wrestler that from the past that. So Eric one time I said like we never got just to really say goodbye to him, and like he kind of just left and just say I got to take care of my family. Not I respect that, but it was like a thing of like as a wrestling fan, I was like we never got to say goodbye to you as a wrestler. Like, and I would really just love to hear his story about what factored into that decision, because you were leaving a lot of money on the table by going to be with your family, and then also left what could have been a legendary career.
Right.
And
Absolutely. And you're gonna make me go and start doing my little reviews, or doing a highlight on wrestlers now. You done sparked something.
oh yeah, because I'm very big on like when it comes to Black wrestling history. And this is a lot of stuff that I did not know until I got deep into the wrestling business. And I learned, oh, there's a lot of different wrestlers that are first ever this, that. Like, when I found out
Mm-hmm.
that Bubba Brazil was the first,
Yes.
technically the first NWA champion, I was a grown man. I didn't know anything about that as a kid. I was like, because as a kid, I was thinking, I'm like, it must be Booker T. Because Booker T was the first black male that I saw become a champion. He had the whole King Booker gimmick, and that gave me a certain level of confidence to be like, oh, he's a king and he's a champion. I can do the same thing. And that was a sense of confidence for me as a kid, but I didn't know that there was a gentleman before him, or years and years before him, called Bubba Brazil, who was the first NWA champ
Mm-hmm.
that
Yep.
at the time of the very first time. I can only imagine that was like, even though, yeah, it was a technicality and he didn't technically win the record books, but
Yeah.
to hear his story would be
Mm-hmm.
great. Um, so before we leave out of here, Sean Diva, what is one piece of advice you would give to someone who's afraid to use their voice and start creating? What would you say to somebody who out there? They're out there. They want to be a content creator. They want to do great wrestling content. They want to just do great content in general. And what does it look like? What would you tell them to do?
Be your authentic self. Be who you are. Even with you, um, because even when the camera goes off or I'm recording, I'm still that same person. You gonna get the funny, the quirky, all the things, and put your content out there. Even if you don't get any likes, you don't know who's watching. So just to give you my story, like I said, I just decided, oh, I'm just gonna get on here and talk. And I was like, okay, since I'm watching wrestling, and then some people, when they were watching me, I had family members reach out and say, oh, I watch you, because then I don't even necessarily have to watch. I can just you just recap it so good, and I don't have 2 hours. So you never know. Put your content out there, put your face out there. It doesn't always have to look like glamour. Be your authentic self, and you have something to say. Eh, You don't never know. And if if you have that little inner voice to say that, to do it, go ahead and do it. Put yourself out there. What do you have to lose? Okay, somebody might say something, but okay, did it, like I always say, did you die from it? Did it kill you? No, just keep going. Um and just have fun with it. If I can't have fun with it, then I'm not gonna do it. I don't record. And that's been hard lately with the main roster, because I be pulling teeth trying to record. I'm not excited half of the time to talk about it, but I'm trying to get back into my happy place. But just be you
Mm.
and just do it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the things and everything. You'll get better with time. And for me, each each day or each time I record, I get better with time. And have your little notebook and jot down, because I have notebooks all over the place, jotting down ideas, and just put it out there. Because again, you never know who's watching you. For me, Eric watched me, and I'm on a whole podcast talking about wrestling. Would I have thought I would? If you would have asked me last year if I would doing this, I would have been like, honey, no, I would not. I'm not doing that. And I'm doing this now. So yeah, just put yourself out there. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know who's gonna see you. You never know where your story is going to lead. Like in wrestling, you never know where the story is gonna go. So just put yourself out there.
I will encourage the viewing audience with this. And as I told you guys in the previous interview I had with Eric, at one point, I told you guys, like, God was dealing with me about doing media and about just putting myself more, so doing more content and like being ashamed to use my gifts that He has given me. And it takes a special Holy Spirit boldness to do the content that I do. See, with the wrestling content, like it's a kind of it takes a very. I'm gonna use the word anointing, but that's what it is. You have a special.
It
You have to
is
have a special
anointed. Go ahead
anointing.
and claim it.
You
Yes.
have to have a special anointing in order to do this content.
Yeah. And you have to have tough skin because it's
And
gonna be people that's
yes,
gonna get in
yes,
your comments and say some stuff. Cause and I was like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want people, but keep going. Look at those people as your stepping stones because a lot of people can say a lot of stuff they're gonna critique and they're gonna criticize, but for me, and then you go and I'm a nosy person again. I'll go and look at that page
mhm,
and I'm like, how are you gonna critique me? You ain't doing nothing. You're not doing
exactly,
anything. So it
exactly.
is what it is. So put your content out.
I would just say this: like, I remain prayerful. I remain prayerful about all the content that I do. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
continue to like just like be yourself. If you're a person of faith, pray about it. Um, and just see where the Lord takes you. Because I never thought in a million years I'll be a part of a podcast network.
Me
I never
either.
thought in a million years that would be what was going to happen to me when I was sitting behind my church in my church just doing media, doing the cameras and everything else. And I was told, and the Lord shared with me that I had unlimited potential, that this would be happening. But when
See?
you simply move, but saying when you simply walk by faith, as you were saying, when you
And
simply
not
walk
by
by
sight.
faith, not
And
by
not by
sight,
sight.
you continue, you will see what God will do for you. So,
Absolutely.
Um, and that is really what the indie spotlight is really for, guys. Like I want to shine light on not only just on these wrestlers, but I want to shine light and bring people to like seeing, oh, you're more than just a content creator. Here's the person out on the outside and who they actually are.
Right.
So thank you guys so much for watching the spotlight. And Sean Diva, let the people know where they can find you on your social media platforms and everything, and also let them know about your upcoming projects and everything, whatever she may be working on right now as well.
Okay, so Mike by Shon Diva is you can see it right there in the corner. That's gonna be on TikTok. I'm on YouTube. I am on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram. So you can find me there. I'm also on Exclusive Nights podcast. I'm the first lady, the first night lady of Exclusive Night podcast. That's every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk NXT, we talk Raw, and we also talk SmackDown. So you can see me there. Upcoming projects. Um, 4 letters, one word, yeet. Um, Upcoming projects, just basically just going with the flow, doing just doing content, doing wrestling content, getting more and immersed in y'all giving me all these places to watch wrestling. So NXT reviews, possibly, and then probably AEW because AEW has me in a chokehold. So that, and then movie content, and then I'm starting to do, like you said, to be that light in darkness. Put some spiritual things out there because it's a whole lot. I tease all the time with people that it's 27 and a half people in here because it's you never know who you're gonna get. You might get Sean Diva one day, you might get Renee one day. You never know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Okay, so yeah, that's just please make sure like, comment, share on this platform, our platform, trying to do some big things, voice out there, and do it, and win people over because we do preach the gospel of wrestling. So trying to win
Yes,
souls to come to
yes,
wrestling and watch wrestling. So yeah.
yes. Now I want to make a quick announcement, guys. Now that we have reached our goal, guys, we actually surpassed our goal. We are now
Woo!
officially at 102 subscribers, guys. Thank y'all so much. Glory be to God. Thank y'all so much for that.
Woo!
Okay, so now that we have done that, that unboxing date will be announced at a later date, guys. I will be doing it though. You guys gonna have to wait a little bit. Maybe you might see that all out. You might see that maybe full gear. We'll see. We'll definitely do
Mm,
it though. Got you guys. Got you guys. Stay tuned. But thank you so much, Sean Diva, for coming.
thank
Continue,
you.
guys, to plug into the Power Surge each and every week. Continue to walk into the indie spotlight each and every week. Thank you guys just for supporting the content. I'm humbled by all you guys are doing through this platform and through people who I'm seeing be guests on these platforms. And I'm working on some more guests, guys. So I will see you guys next week. So good night, you guys. And peace.